Chicagoland, qualifying just underway for the Fort Worth Screen Printing Xfinity Series. Part of the Sidewinder Racing Leagues. More information on that, head on over to dgsracing.com. Click on the big red snake. Clapper Newell spinning out on his outlap. Not the way you want it to go if you're the 21. Thanks, Swatty, for the link. Colton Zimmer in the 09. High Rock Vodka Machine. Out on track. Let's see if we got some of our playoff drivers. You got Jeremy Scher. Notice the yellow for his name on the windshield. Across the nose of the car and the rear spoiler. That is how we identify playoff cars for the Xfinity Series. Another one here, Bill Rivard in his Code Red car. Heading out for his qualifying. Ahead of him, the 19 Justin Wilkinson, also in our playoffs. So proud of Brandon Bikey getting his banners on this week after we ribbed him a little bit last week for not having them. So good to see Bikey all set up this week. Clint Roberts, early leader in the clubhouse. He's on a one and done strategy. Posts a 31-11 and pulls it off the track. Says he is good enough. Alrighty. Clint Roberts, St. Louis Cardinals, obviously a playoff driver as well, with those markers on his car. Wes Parker won last week, so he's already through to the next round. This is a cutoff. We're going from 12 to 8 after this race. Clint hit the wall, that's why he pulled off. 10-4. Wes Parker goes top of the board on lap number 2. Knocks Clint Roberts down to second. Justin Wilkinson slots in third. So we got playoff drivers 1, 2, and 3 so far. Just checking on the Ghost Man. There he is. Rocking his Black Rangers car. Black Power Rangers. I believe it was... see if you can remember. Was it Mastodon? I think it was Mastodon. I don't know. I remember the Green Ranger was the Dragon Sword. That was the most important one. Senator Palpatine wall hitting is my specialty. What up, Kev? Kev here? Did I miss him? Vasquez in the 6th, slots his car in 8th. Cody Cleaver in the 4, crashing in the infield. Yikes. Anybody out on track? You got Corey Deal heading out. A 44 car. Trust me, he's there. Oh, he went back to the pits. Now he's heading back out. You also got Blake Giglio. Showing his 88, driving the 16. Don't ask me why, because I don't know. I just don't. Watch Mike Edwards' playoff car out there. Same car and track every week. We'll have a 4-week off season if you want to do a 4-week shenanigans. Oh, I got you. Yeah, off season be 4 weeks every time, Clint. Just kind of what we set. Everyone liked it, so that's what we just do. I think Cody's the one that came up with that. Mr. Cody Brown. Edwards crossed the line on his first one. Drops a 31-23. Slots him in 19th. Struggle for the 14. Normally very good at Chicagoland. We'll see if that was just a throwaway and he has the speed on lap 2. That is a tall task. Move up from there. Justin Wilkinson posted a 30.97 to take the top. Edwards moves up to 4th. So now we got top 5 all playoff drivers as the checker flag waves on our qualifying session. That'll do it.
Guys, welcome to Chicagoland. It should be a good night here. We got 130 laps halfway points being given out at the end of 65. Y'all got 5 sets of tires tonight. Total 1 fast repair. Remember, initial start is on green. After that, the leader has lane choice, and it's their decision when to go after the pace car pulls into pit road. Any other questions, let me know. Have fun, be nice. Let's do this.
Have fun and be nice. Love it. That is Travis Martin, Mr. Ghostman, if you know him on Twitch. Travis dropping the knowledge for the Xfinity Series tonight. This is his league on Tuesday nights that we so graciously thank him for running for us. We got Justin Wilkinson starting on the front row. Wes Parker outside front row. See the yellow banners, as we said. That indicates the playoff drivers. Clint Roberts rolls off in the third spot is St. Louis Cardinals Camaro. Mike Edwards starts alongside Fort Worth Screen Esports Toyota. Bill Rivard not on track yet, but he is in a Mountain Dew Code Red Chevrolet. And you have Colton Zimmer in the High Rock Vodka Chevrolet starting in 6th spot. Ethan Evers in the Swiss Army Toyota starts in the 7th spot. Appreciate him running that for us. Dylan Drelling in the 78. He starts in the 8th spot. Blake Roebuck App State Chevy starts in the 9th spot. Jeremy Clapper starts in 10th in his Martin Sports Ford Mustang. Travis Martin, the 10 tenths Black Power Ranger Toyota starts in 11th. Corey Deal and his Corey the Real Deal Toyota starts in the 12th spot. Jasper Linglade, Brian Hicks Driving Experience Chevy starts in 13th. Brandon Bikey, see his in the playoffs with no sponsor.
A full Caucasian male listening to Super Gremlins
starts
by
in
Kodiak
14th.
Black.
Brandon Vasquez in the Valvoline Ford starts in 15th. Nathan Lafayette Penguin Security Services Toyota starts 16th.
Hey, no
Cody
problem,
Cleaver
Tyler.
Blockbuster Racing Ford starts in the 17th. Daniel Awalin, the Labor 12 Chevy, starts 18th.
I wanted to know. I was like, what is he listening to right
Blake
now?
Giglio in the Premier Setup Chevy starts in 19th. Jeremy Scherer in the Chevrolet Accessories Camaro starts in 20th. Tyler Lanin, the BHDE Ryan Hicks Driving Experience Ford, starts in 21st. Looks like Richard Sprague's not on track. Joe Madigan also not showing on track. J Munch rolls off then in 24th in his Arc.io Toyota. JR Deal starts 25th. His Little Caesars Toyota. Scott Elston in the Traxxas Toyota starts in 26th. I don't know where Madigan and Sprague are, but 26 cars showing on the starting grid. 24 actually on the track. Field works their way down the backstretch. 130 laps here at Chicagoland Speedway tonight. Drivers get bonus points at halfway for the top 10.
Boogity, 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 boogity.
Close it up.
Pace car dives off. Justin Wilkinson, your pole sitter, has to wait for the green flag on the initial start. We are underway from Chicagoland. We'll find out in 130 laps or so. First caution already out.
That was amazing.
Blake Giglio around in the 16.
I don't see that many cars behind me.
Starts around the
Okay,
91.
I've learned not to mess up my qualifying lap. Never again.
I was doing the same thing.
It's like the 30 car of Roebuck checks up a little bit, and then the rest of the field just kind of accordions into it. Everyone was itching to go, and everyone stacks up. Maybe even at the Ethan Evers machine, it might start.
Yeah, watch those old tires.
Start of the race, watch those old tires.
Guess I'll come down.
Looks like the 30 maybe missed a shift or something, but the 30 just didn't go, and all hell breaks loose behind him. Blake Roebuck in the App State Chevy. That's Travis Martin. Martin gets rear-ended, and Lindglade. Let's go on board with the 6 of Vasquez, see what happens from his perspective. Gotta remember it's the 18. I'm looking for a 6 in the running order. There is no 6. Faking me out. Mikey, one of our playoff contenders on 27. He smashes the wall.
Yeah, same here.
We saw it from Travis Martin. Let's try from Tyler Lehman and Blake Giglio. A little bit further back. Tried to drive through it, unable to do so. Jeremy Scher, he's involved. Heavy damage, a lot of playoff cars in this. Mikey was involved, playoff driver. Martin was involved. See how J-Munch did. He started back there in the back. Is he able to pick his way through here? Yellow. Look at J-Munch go. Started at the back, didn't get a lick of damage. Nicely done, J-Munch. Goes from last to 16th. Just like that. Well done, my friend. Let's see if we can find our buddy J-Munch in the 69. There he is. Joe DG, got a copy?
Hey, what's going on?
Well, that was an exciting start to the race. You blink and you're up 10 spots.
Yeah, it was a little nerve-wracking.
That'll open your eyes, but hey, it's a good way to get the momentum going. Jumps up from, I believe you started, what, 23rd? Now you're up in 13th, so.
Yeah, something like that.
Hey, take them where you can
Second to
get
last
them.
car, I think.
Free spot's free spot, right?
Yeah, and then I figured I might as well come in and top off on fuel, but it looked like there was a lot more people that were in there before me, or after me, so.
Oh yeah, they were
Still
damage
keeping those
repairing.
spots.
Help. Well, how'd you get through it? Did you just anticipate that it was going to be some trouble at the start and kind of laid back? Because it looked like you had a little bit of a gap there.
I laid back a little bit, with not intending to pass people, but once I saw the first car starting to spin off to the left, I was like just backing off real bad and then zooming around because they kept coming in. I was like, oh boy.
Well, good job there. Nice nice wreck avoidance and moving it up through the pack. Good job there, and good luck to you the rest of the way. Hopefully you get some more luck there.
Thanks, I could use it.
That is Joel Munchel in the 69 Arc.io Toyota. Talking to him after he made his way through that wreck in spectacular fashion. Didn't make a single bit of contact. Car spinning all around him. Figured that was worthy of a little chat. Should be getting
Top or
set.
bottom?
2x2.
I prefer top. Oh, we going bottom, maybe.
Wilkinson choosing bottom as the race leader has the option.
The 8 car is looking fine tonight.
Justin wants to interview.
Justin wants an interview? As Parker is
I know
telling
you
me
said
that.
something, Clapper, but I definitely can't hear you because Mike is in my chat, you know? So he talks all the time.
Know how that feeling is.
I said your car is looking
Clint
fine.
moved up from 3rd to 3rd. Good job, Clint.
He really does want to interview Nick Carlson.
We'll interview him.
Alright, these tires are old. Let's just make sure we don't spin them.
Really think we're going to have that many cautions in this race, though? The series doesn't see too many cautions. I say that and we'll have 20. Tito gets well out front very quickly in the 19. Wes Parker now fighting for second with Clint Roberts. Four playoff drivers and the 09 of Colton Zimmer. Zimmer goes 3 wide. Inside of Clint Roberts. Edwards on the outside. Now Parker dives to the inside of Wilkinson going for the race lead. Parker going to lead the lap, but not able to clear Wilkinson. 2x2 for first and third. Now first and fourth is Edwards clears Colton Zimmer. Bill Rivard, Ethan Evers, 6th and 7th, watching as these top 5 battle. Still side by side for the race lead. 6 of our top 7 all playoff drivers. Edwards now up behind Justin Wilkinson, the 19, trying to give him a push. Parker drifting up the track a little bit. Everyone able to stay off each other's doors, give a little extra room. Clint Roberts now rolling up behind Wes Parker, trying to give him a little push. Oh, we got trouble in the back. 83, Tyler Lanen in the 21 of Jeremy Clapper.
On the inside.
Yeah, I didn't touch him, so you rock.
Clay Clapper maybe pushed up a little
Thank
bit.
you, Sliss.
And J Munch getting a piece of that one as he says, "Thank you for the curse." You're welcome, buddy. I do what I can. Slow it down. Watch the 21 car. Looks like he gets up a little high. It's up off the bottom. They're door to door, very close. Clapper then down to the apron. Gets a little touch on the apron, slides up. 83 and 21 make contact. Looks like they're trying to go to the same spot at the same time, maybe. J Munch then gets a piece of the 60. 69 gets a piece of the 83. Car doesn't look too bad, though. Let's give him a rear chase shot.
Hey,
See?
Corey, do I have any damage?
Doesn't look bad at all. I can't even find the 21. I wonder if anyone's taking fuel here. Some cars come down. Blake Giglio, Cody Cleaver,
They don't look bad.
Blake
to me.
Roebuck all taking fuel here. Vasquez, a 27.
Lucky
second
dog
stop.
going high.
That was a yell of Len Glade saying he's going high.
Doesn't look as good as that 8.
91 severe front end damage. Looks like he's trying to hold on. Definitely trying to hold on to his fast repair. That car is beat up. So the top 11 have not come down pit road yet.
I don't know
12th
if
spot.
net code was involved in that, but
Blake
I'm sorry
Giglio.
if I came up. I don't know if I did or not. Didn't feel like it.
It was a combination of
Nope, no net
21
code,
up
it's a loss
and-
of talent, but it's okay.
21 up and the
Who
83
lost of talent?
83 pinching. Combination of the two.
You, my friend.
Loss of talent comment
Why are we
is
so mad at each other?
he's not wrecked yet, Thrizzy.
I'm not mad. I'm just chilling.
So cars that took fuel, Blake Roebuck, Blake
Jake
Giglio, Cody Cleaver, then Blake Roebuck. Roebuck coming back down to top off again. And Brandon Vasquez, Scott Elston.
Alright, no matter what happens in this race, tonight on Discord, after the race, we're only going to say nice things to each other.
The only nice things challenge, which I'm in the middle of right now.
Concentrate. You're in second.
That's okay, Corey. I forgive you.
Oh man. One of those nights it seems. All right. Not even 10% of the way through this yet. It says on the
I thought you
didn't
were
end
gonna hit me
Kappa.
again.
Oof.
Thought about it.
Let's sneak a look at our playoff standings while we got this caution going on. Wesley Parker already through the next round with a win. Hayden Knoll, Travis Martin, Bill Rivard, Clint Roberts, Joe Madigan, Ethan Evers, Brandon Bikey. That is where the cutoff line is. 2 points back, Mike Edwards. 3 points back, Wilkinson, who's riding in second right now. J Munch, he's 10 points back. And Scherer is 17 back. So those drivers have work to do.
The pace car normally take the apron like that?
Now let's give Justin an
Yeah.
interview. I heard somebody wanted an interview.
Huh? Oh no, Wesley
Now you're
volunteered
looking at
me
my good side there,
as
Corey.
usual.
Well, hi, how's it going? You're out front. Looks good.
It's not too bad. I'm actually kind of surprised I'm up here, and I'm surprised at the lap time I put down in qualifying.
Yeah, we get
The
it. You're
real
good and
brothers
try to be
surprised
humble.
you.
I honestly, I'm not. I tried to put down a fast lap in practice, and they got me 12th, I think. So I think it was just a lucky break.
10-4. All right, but we'll get you back to your group. Good luck.
All right, thanks, man.
Quick interview there with Justin. Mr. Justin Wilkinson, your race leader in the 19 Heatwave machine. He'll be controlling the restart. Shows in the bottom line here. That would be pretty funny, Waddy. That would be really funny. Here we go on the restart. Field is jumping again. See everyone rolling forward too soon. Before the leaders go, they almost had a second accordion wreck. Man, oh man. Let's scatter the field quickly. Parker out front. Wilkinson drops to second. Mike Roberts trying to make two different people here. Mike Edwards, Clint Roberts, third and fourth. Second accordions, yeah. Don't even know why we have first accordions in there. Why do we need second accordions? Van Graft, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Mike Edwards looking to the inside of Justin Wilkinson here. Trying to move up to the second spot. All these drivers fighting for playoff positioning. All four of these front cars. See the yellow trim on them. All playoff drivers. 12 of the 24 cars tonight in the playoffs. See Roberts now diving underneath Mike Edwards. Insert your Mike Roberts jokes here. Edwards maintains the spot for now, but Clint Edwards trying to take it away. Edwards now peaking on the outside of the 22 of Parker. Edwards really making that high line work. Edwards gets some clean air on his nose. Parker's going to slide up in front of him, corner exit coming out of 4. Edwards just stalking the back of Wes Parker. Still not quite able to get the nose of his car to the outside. Now he's going to look inside as they head down to turn 3. Parker rolls out of the throttle, lets Edwards have it. Doesn't want to fight this early in the run. Now he's going to get behind Edwards and push him across the finish line. Says you want to take it, go on, take it.
I got my bonus point. You have it now.
So Edwards was driving for that bonus point.
You good? I like dirty air.
Sounds kinky. Let's take a quick look at the points.
My dirty air though.
Quick look here. Mike Edwards right there at the line at 57, 2 points out. So that's why he was trying to get that extra point. Every point's going to matter to him as he tries to get into the final 8. Into this race is when the cutoff happens. So he got his lap led, said Wes Parker can have it back now.
You can have it. I ain't got to push it for it.
Wes riding second, Clint Roberts now in third. Justin Wilkinson in fourth. And Colton Zimmer fifth. Bill Rivard sixth. Rivard looks like he's trying to get to the inside of Zimmer.
Ethan is racing here, brother.
I'm just testing it out.
It's like Wilkinson's going to look to the inside of Roberts as Rivard completes his pass. Roberts to the high side. He's following on the tire tracks of Wes Parker. Wilkinson not able to get that done, but Bill Rivard did get past Colton Zimmer. Now Zimmer going to try to get back to the inside of him, down into 3. Yep, 44 and 9 if you're watching those guys. Working on Snoo Snoo. Wes Parker inside Mike Edwards trying to take the race lead back. Just about cleared him. Now he has. Meanwhile, Justin Wilkinson on the high side of Clint Roberts trying to take third the long way around. Oh no! Justin Wilkinson gets sideways. Clint Roberts looks like he's gone around. No yellow. There's the yellow. So Clint
I see
Roberts.
that because they were on the front stretch sitting there.
Let's watch the 19 and 87. Netcode, what do you know? Netcode between the 87 and 19. Shoots the 87 up and into the outside wall. 19 goes for a ride as well, but able to keep decent speed going, but right front damage on the 19. So Netcode rearing its ugly face, taking out two of our playoff drivers with some right side damage to both machines. You don't want to use a fast repair this early. You never know what's going to happen through the course of a race, but those cars are going to be struggling now with that aero damage to the right side. Cody Cleaver coming in hot in that 4 car. Able to avoid everybody.
Downshift?
Alright, so
Yeah,
Wes
you
Parker
didn't see
leads.
that.
Mike Edwards second, Bill Rivard third. Colton Zimmer now fourth. Dylan Drelling in fifth. Corey Deal up to sixth. Ethan Evers seventh. Blake Giglio 8th. Justin Wilkinson falling to 9th after that incident. Here we come to pit road. Wes Parker going to lead him down in the 22. We'll keep an eye on Wilkinson, see if he takes his fast repair or not. We'll also check on the 87 machine. Clint down in 16th at this point. Let's see who's taking him. Corey Deal stays out, becomes the race leader in the 44. He has not been to pit road yet this race. Blake Giglio has for fuel. Wilkinson. Looks like Edwards just took fuel. He's already down and away. Wilkinson looks like he's taking tires here. Or damage repair. Yeah, he's taking damage repair. Alright, so let's reset it for you. Bikey, Linglade, Lafayette all stayed out here. Edwards came down, took fuel only, 7 seconds. Ethan Evers, fuel only. Travis Martin, fuel only. Wesley Parker, 4 tires. So he should be pushing to the front pretty quick here. Brandon Vasquez, fuel only. Colton Zimmer, 4 tires. Bill Rivard, 4 tires. Dylan Drelling, 4 tires. JR Deal, 12 seconds. Don't think that's long enough for 4 tires. So, odd pit stop for JR there. Cody Cleaver, 14
Clint, I'm
seconds.
being told it was a racing incident. I'm not sure if I came down or you came up, so I apologize if I did.
It's netcode there, Mr. Tito, if you can hear me, or somebody can tell him. Big time netcode between the two.
Yeah, it's all good.
Daniel Llewellyn, currently 17th, got some front end damage on that car. Looks like he's holding his fast repair, as is Jeremy Scherer, one of our playoff drivers. Currently sits 18th. Scott Elson is 19th. Jay Munch sits 20th, another playoff driver. 21st, Travis
It looked
Martin.
like there was like a buffer between our cars and net code, and I don't think either one of us were like on a wrong line or anything like that.
Yeah, I heard somebody say there was net code in there, so it is what it is.
Yeah, it looked like they were fine, and the car just launched sideways for no apparent reason. Martin 21st, Vasquez 22nd, Roberts 23rd. Wilkinson still repairing damage, 24th. All cars on the lead lap at this point.
I want top lead.
Corey Deal, your race leader. Drizzy's going to be excited. Let's get some hydration in while we're waiting for our restart here. Should we harass Corey for 2 seconds? Just for funsies?
Brother.
All right.
See Pablo.
You having fun yet?
I don't know what I'm doing here, but I'm here.
Got any words for your adoring fans in the chat?
Hi, Thrizzy.
All right, buddy. You got any plans here? We're getting ready to go back to green.
Not to die, and hopefully not to die.
All right. Good luck not dying.
Thank you. I appreciate.
Too late. Can't appreciate anything.
I appreciate it, damn it.
Good stuff. All right, coming through turns 3 and 4, getting set for the restart. Our Ford Mustang GT pace car is going to dive to pit road. And we'll be back to the action here in Chicagoland. 41 to go until we hand out the points. We're halfway. And there goes said pace car. Corey Deal immediately takes off. Good move. One I would have made. Gets a gap over Giglio. Blake and Blake, second and third. Giglio and Roebuck. And of course, they both drive black and yellow Chevys. Wouldn't you know it? Things are getting crazy a little bit further back. 2 and 3 wide. Car on the apron. Several cars on the apron. Nathan Lafayette trying to get out of the way, as is Llewellyn. Wow. A lot happened there, but everyone kept it single file, and or at least going in the right direction. Corey Deal trying to hold off Blake Giglio. Giglio did not come down for tires. Fresh tires are 4th right now. 83 of Lanin. Deal trying to hold off Blake Giglio. Both these drivers in the top 5 all time in wins in Sidewinder history. 13 sets would be great. Just take every 10 laps, get a set of tires. Wes Parker in the 5th spot. Led a bunch early on, trying to make his way back to the front. Got Bikey behind him. Blake Giglio looks briefly to the high side on Corey Deal. Is he going to try a crossover maneuver here? Not quite enough speed out of the 16 to do so. Going to look to the inside going down into 3 and 4. Gets his Chevrolet alongside Corey's Toyota. Corey in that people leader. Side by side across the line. Giglio leads that lap. Corey trying to keep that momentum up on the high line. Giglio down low. Corey going to retake the lead coming off turn number 2. See what line he chooses down here in 3 and 4. Goes for the middle line. Then runs it down low. A pretty good line for 3 and 4.
And welcome to Air Parker, where same-day shipping is just always. Jesus. You are flying, my friend.
Well, he does have 4 fresh tires.
Fucking Brown, good for you.
Speaking of Parker, here he goes by Tyler Lanin for the 4th spot, and then after Blake Roebuck for the 3rd spot. We're going to get 2 in one end of the track. I believe he is. Gets by Roebuck as well. Wes Parker. 2 cars through 3 and 4. From 5th to 3rd. Parker got them 4 fresh feel goods, and he's feeling good and fresh right about now. Gets to the outside of Blake Giglio. Is he going to try to split the gap? He thought about it. Stays up high behind Corey Deal. Blake Giglio drifts up behind him. And we're going to have a new race later before we get down to turn number 1. Side by side across the line. You want to see a FedEx or UPS with Air Parker? And there goes Wesley to the race lead. Those 4 fresh tires feeling really good. Thought Lanin maybe would have a little bit of something going. See, it was a 17-second stop, but that seems to be working well for him. Colton Zimmer closing in. Zimmer shows a 15-second stop. Perhaps he's got the fresh tires.
Push me, Colt.
Got Lanin and Roebuck side by side. Landon said push me. And as he says that, Colton goes behind Blake Roebuck and pushes him instead. Now looks to the top to try and pass them both. Zimmer way up at the top line. Gets to the outside of Roebuck. Roebuck, oh, a little out of shape. Yikes. Roebuck able to hang on to it and not hit Tyler Landon too hard. That got scary.
Wait.
Zimmer riding the top here. Blake Giglio, Corey Deal still battling as Wes Parker has drove off to the sunset. Zimmer going to get by Giglio here. He's going to try to get Corey Deal at the same time. Got his High Rock Vodka Chevy riding that white line. Colton Zimmer should be able to blast by through 1 and 2, take over second spot. That leaves him 1.3 seconds behind Wes Parker. We'll see if he can run him down. Dylan Drelling starting to make his way through these cars as well, as is Cody Cleaver. So fresh tires starting to show up. Got to be careful with the different rates of speed. Can really get up on a driver quick, get in trouble. Dylan Drelling very close to the back of Blake Giglio. Oh my. That was scary close. Drelling then gets to the inside of Giglio, moves Drelling up to the 4th spot. Cody Cleaver trying to follow through. Yes, that is a Blockbuster car. Do not adjust your screen. Cleaver up to the 5th spot, his Blockbuster Ford Mustang. These cars that did not take tires fading back now. Corey Deal hasn't pit all race long. He's got to be running low on the fuel here. Corey now has Dylan Drelling, Cody Cleaver staring on the back of his Supra. Drelling going to finally complete the pass. Slides up the track a bit. Now Cleaver's going to look to his inside. Hang on now, wait a minute. Corey Deal hangs onto the outside, so we're going 3 wide down into 3. Drelling backs out of it, decides he wanted no part of that. Corey Deal gets passed by Drelling. Now Bill Rivard trying to jump in. Rivard currently 6th, trying to get the 5th spot away from Corey. Corey probably screaming for the tires right about now. Oh, as Drelling smacks the outside wall coming into the turn. Able to keep the speed up though. Didn't seem to affect it too much, just a lot of sparks. So Bill Rivard moves up into the top 10. Now all 5 cars in the top 5 have taken 4 tires. Our last pit stop, Corey Deal.
Pitting.
Here he comes, 44, Corey Deal to pit road. I figured he'll be coming soon when we heard the 21 pitting. And Corey Deal having to pit under green.
Bye, bud.
Now he has to hope the green flag stays out for a long time until this cycles back around. So the 44 Corey Deal coming down, I assume 4 tires and fuel. Won't do him any good to only take fuel here. Wes Parker race leader by 1.7, so he's actually pulled away from Colton Zimmer. Zimmer has 1.8 over Cleaver. And Cleaver has Drelling and Bill Rivard tucked in behind him. Blake Giglio currently in the 6th spot. Tyler Lane in 7th. Blake Roebuck 8th. Brandon Bikey 9th. Jay Munch up to the top 10. Mike Edwards 11th. Remember, Edwards took fuel only. JR Deal 12th. No idea what JR did. He had that 12-second stop. Scott Elson 13th. Ethan Evers 14th. Elston's on tires. Evers took fuel only. Wilkinson 27-second stop, so he was repairing the car. So he's got Travis Martin right there with him in 15th. Brandon Vasquez currently 16th. Clint Roberts 17th. Blake Giglio on pit road. Giglio finally coming down to get his car serviced. Lafayette in 20th. Corey Deal, after his stop, 1 lap down. Currently, well, as I say that, Blake Giglio goes a lap down. His closing speed on these cars is going to be very, very insanely fast. Saw him get all over the back bumper of Vasquez. Vasquez currently 16th. It's 12 seconds behind the leader, so Corey Deal has 12 seconds to make up to try and get his lap back the old-fashioned way. He's going to be picking these guys off really quickly. Corey goes by Martin. Closes in on Wilkinson. Got side by side the 8 and 9. So we get to the inside of Evers. The orange car is his brother. Brother not cutting him any brakes, staying right in his line. Corey then goes to the high side. JR goes up. 16 Giglio's caught Corey Deal. Those two are on the same strategy as you saw Giglio in pit road. Nathan Lafayette going to be coming to pit road. Clint Roberts has hit pit road in the 87. So one of our playoff drivers hitting pit road. Let's keep watching Corey fly through the field and try to unlap himself. Entertainment. As he also tries to hold off Blake Giglio.
From the fourth line to the inside.
That is for position.
Hey, I'm hitting the fence.
Bikey on pit road in the 27, another playoff car. He close in on the 69 of J Munch.
Pitting in, pitting in, pitting in.
The 83 of Lanin hitting pit road. Corey able to stay in front of.
Skip, skip.
See if anybody's taking any pit penalties here. Not yet. Don't see any 40-second stops, so that's good. Wes Parker continuing to lead by 1.9 now over Colton Zimmer. Cody Cleaver rides in the 3rd spot. Bill Rivard 4th. Dylan Drilling in 5th. Blake Roebuck, highest running car that didn't take tires that last stop. He is 6th.
If you want to lead, you can lead, right?
J Munch. Mike Edwards took fuel only the last stop. Parker enjoying his lead so far. Let's check back in on Corey and Blake.
You don't stop getting me loose, I swear.
Corey telling Blake to pass him. Blake riding right on his back for fun.
Wow, you want me to take?
Giglio going as ahead to pass Corey Deal here. Blake does have 1 lap fresher tires. Roebuck down pit road in the 30. Working lap 49. Blake Roebuck brings his App State Chevrolet to pit road. Thought he might have overshot it a little bit, but he did not. Good job. Taking tires and fuel for the 30. Corey Deal trying to stay that first car 1 lap down just in case that yellow flies. Currently he would be that position. He's starting to catch Bill Rivard, who's 5 seconds behind our leader. Leader not around anyone at the moment for lapping, so that's good news for Corey.
Sorry, Tyler.
Saw up ahead Jeremy Scherer.
Just on your own old tires, I understand feeling.
Scherer
That's
is
rude,
a
by
lap
the
down
way.
already. He'll be going 2 laps now. Corey and Blake side by side as they catch Bill Rivard. This might get a little tight. Where's Bill going to go? Corey gets pinched in behind him. Bill drops down to the bottom. You wouldn't know that Bill was the 4th place car getting passed by lappers here, but that's the way it works on pit cycles. Giglio now closing in on Cleaver. It's the Cleavers inside. Scott Elston hitting pit road in the 85. Now we're looking 3 wide heading down into turn 1. Corey and Giglio putting on a show.
Bye, son.
West Parker continuing to lead. As cars work their way out of pit road. There's the 85 of Elston. Colton Zimmer 2.5 seconds back. That is the 3rd place car, Cody Cleaver, calling to pit road here, lap 53.
Go, Luger.
Cleaver brings his blockbuster Mustang to pit road, hitting pace speed there as he comes down. Bill Rivard takes over 3rd. Dylan Drilling also to pit road, the 78 car. There he is. Clean stop in the box. 19. Justin Wilkinson on pit road. I believe that was Ethan Evers. Got Daniel Wallen on pit road. Evers coming in out of the 9th position.
I'm pitting in.
I believe that was Zimmer. Corey Deals nearly unlapped himself. Wes Parker, without saying anything, coming to pit road. Race leader Wes Parker on pit road. Colton Zimmer in behind him. Lap 55. 10 to go till we give out the points for halfway here. You say that. It's happened. We had, what, 5 cars do it in one race?
Take me low on the next one here. Thank you.
Bill Rivard, race leader in the playoffs. See if he gets that extra bonus point for leading the lap.
Yeah, putting right here.
Stays on
Pitting
track,
right
so
here.
yes, he will.
Pitting.
Travis Martin coming to pit road.
Pitting.
See if he takes his fast repair or not. Oh, he's sideways getting down there. JR Deal coming in as well from the 4th spot. Vasquez heads in as well. So those 3 10-tenths teammates all pit together.
10 pitting in.
They were 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
14 pitting.
So the 10 and 14 are coming to pit road.
Right.
Last 2 cars to complete the cycle. Here comes Bill Rivard in the 10.
You're pitting?
Yeah, I'm pitting.
Mike Edwards in the 14.
Thanks for the heads up there, Michael.
Edwards very sideways. That'll hand the race lead back to Blake Giglio as he's gotten by Corey Deal finally. Stage end quickly approaching that halfway mark. Damn her. The timing of that. Gonna catch me a hydration since Murr told me to. Then choke. As the Edwards dropping down that leaderboard as he's still on pit road. Okay, I'm good now. Blake Giglio takes over the race lead. Has a 1.7 second gap over Corey Deal. 5 laps to go till we give out stage points, halfway points, whatever you'd like to call them. Top 10 drivers getting extra points at halfway. Complete lap 65 in the top 10, you'll get some points. Pretty simple. Leader will get 10, 10th will get 1. You do the math. Parker now sits in 3rd. Tyler Lanen 3 seconds back of Parker as Cody Cleaver goes by him. So Cleaver now moves to 4th, Lanen 5th. Blake Roebuck in a 30, currently in 6th. We got cars doing 31s, we got cars doing 32s. Speed differential, quite crazy. Fastest car last time by Wes Parker, 31:39. Closing in on Corey Deal.
Hey Clint, take it low.
Thanks.
Wes makes quick work of Corey. See if he can run down Blake Giglio for the stage win and 10 bonus points. There is Giglio, the next car ahead of him. Just ride along with Wes as he makes this interesting. That is the leader dead ahead. Nearly a second faster. That's crazy. It's gonna be over quick. Parker is there. Parker's alongside. And Parker is gone. Wes Parker resumes the race lead. And 2.5 laps till we pay out the points. And Parker really made that look easy. Try to keep an eye if any other battles get close. The only thing I see is Travis Martin and Mike Edwards battling. Martin did not take his fast repair, still a big dent in the back of that car. Parker goes by Cher. Our halfway does not get a caution. It stays green, so it's just points awarded. We don't throw the yellow or anything. Here we are, lap 65. Into this lap, we will get bonus points for the top 10.
Thank you.
No problem.
Is there a round of 8?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Simple, just making sure.
And here we go. Parker across the line gets his 10 points. Giglio gets 9. 8 for Corey Deal. 7 for Cody Cleaver. 7 for Colton Zimmer, excuse me. Everyone just jumped around a lot. Who's going to get that last point? Dylan Drelling. So, there we go. Points are awarded. We are halfway through this one. Let's try to find our closest battle on track. It's certainly not the 3 seconds that Parker has over Giglio. Cleaver is starting to catch Giglio. Giglio in heavy traffic, that would be why. Has the 15 of Cher, the 23 of Llewellyn. The Cher, not his night tonight in that 15. One of our playoff drivers, currently riding 21st a lap down. Fighting Daniel Llewellyn, try to be the lucky dog. Cleaver's catching Giglio in a hurry. See Colton Zimmer closing in as well. Zimmer's in the 4th spot in that 0-9. Cleaver trying to find his way around the 23 of Llewellyn. Now Cleaver has Zimmer to his inside. We're going to go 3 wide? 4 wide? Oh man, that was nearly 4 wide. Zimmer goes by Giglio and Cleaver. Llewellyn up and into the outside wall, hangs on to it. That'll move Zimmer up into the 2nd spot. Cleaver 3rd, Giglio 4th. Last time through, Wes Parker ran a 32.12, Zimmer a 32.21. Now that Zimmer's gotten through all this traffic, we'll see what he can put down this time through.
15 button.
Jeremy Scher coming to pit road. Currently 22nd. Second car will not down, so nothing to really lose. Try to use some short pitting to get some strategy here as we work the end of lap 69. Wes Parker going to lead that one. Good night, D. Waddy. Have a good night, sir. Thank you, William. I was waiting for somebody to do it. Parker. 4.8 seconds now over Colton Zimmer. He beat Zimmer by over a tenth that lap. And both of those cars in clean air, so that's not a good sign for Zimmer. Cleaver now in third. Giglio fourth. Roebuck is gotten by J.R. Deal. He is now in the fifth spot. Corey Deal sixth. Bill Rivard P7. Tyler Lanin P8. Brandon Bikey. Strong run for this unsponsored team up there in the ninth spot. Dylan Drilling rides 10th. Has Justin Wilkinson right on his back bumper. Then the 15 fresh out of the pits. Scher has taken his fast repair now. Wilkinson gets by Drilling. And Corey Deal hits pit road. Corey, of course, on that shorter fuel run. Now he's going to have to hope it stays green once again.
Hitting this time.
He's on a very different strategy, as is the 21 of Clapper, so we hear him coming down. Clapper currently still in a lead lap, but only just. Him and Elston, as you see on screen, last two in a lead lap.
Hitting this
See
time.
D21 get to pit road here. Calm, cool, collected. 21 hits pit road. That lead is now over 5 seconds. That's crazy. And Cleaver in third. Rivard fourth. And you got the lap machine of Daniel Wallen. Wallen 19th. Then you got Blake Roebuck. Roebuck has 3 seconds over 6th place Tyler Lanin. Green flag really stretching the field out now. Brandon Bikey currently 7th. Wilkinson 8th. Drilling 9th. Travis Martin up into the top 10. Mike Everidge rides 11th. Has Jay Munch in 12th. And Everidge 13th. J.R. Deal 14th. Vasquez 15th. Scott Elson 16th. See Blake Giglio heading back out after his pit stop. 4 tires and fuel for the 16. Clint Roberts making his way out of the pits as well. 4 tires and fuel for the 87 St. Louis Cardinals Chevrolet.
'27 fitting in.
That would be Brandon Bikey. Second round of green flag pit stops underway. Oh, Bikey back in, starts to come around that 27. He hangs on to it. Great job there. Had a little bit of a brake bias setting situation there. Bikey brings his 27 down pit road. Feels like an eternity when you're at the wheel going pit road speed. Should be 4 tires and fuel for the 27. Send him back out on the track.
Double zero fitting in.
That'd be Nathan Lafayette. Currently 1 lap down. That car certainly seen better days. Redtail Gaming, let's go 30. Roebuck is currently in the 5th spot. Watch the double
83
zero.
pitting in.
I would guess the double zero would take his fast repair here. Landon has a little bit of left rear damage in that 83. Brian Hicks driving experience forward. So he brings it to pit road. Let's check on double zero. See if he did take his fast repair. He has not. Interesting strategy for the double zero here. Still not taking his fast repair. 83 Landon in his box. Hard to tell if he took his because his damage was on the left side, so we'll have to check when he comes out. Wes Parker continues to lead at 22. Let's check our pit laps here, see when the drivers last came down. Parker, Zimmer 56, Cleaver 54. Roebuck will probably be one of the next ones to pit at 49 beside his name. Indicating we may not be too long before this 30 has to come down. 50 laps remaining here from Chicagoland. We'll watch the 30, see if he dives off, stays out another lap. It's like Colton Zimmer just brought his car down pit road. Not the top 5 driver we expected to see next, but here he is. Oh my gosh, desktop. I see why Clint does that now. It's a great picture. Even better. Closer toolbox picture. How many cautions? This is the second one. We only had 2.
Thank you, guys.
Not saying this is a caution. Saying we've only had 2. Travis Martin now up into the top 5.
4-car pitting.
Roebuck finally does come to pit road.
Fast as fuck, boy.
It's all good.
Let's take a look at Parker coming down pit road, leader. Set this back to gap now, so we're watching everybody come down. Parker, Cleaver, down pit road. Rivard once again staying out. Try and keep it on TV3 because of all the cars on pit road. Don't want to look at pit boxes. There is Cleaver. Roebuck's completed his stop, headed back out. Mikey and Roebuck, that is for position 27 and 30. Both those cars have completed their second round of green flag pit stops. Goes Roebuck to the inside of Travis Martin. Martin a lap ahead, so that's not for position yet. 14 months. I appreciate it, Red Tail.
8 pitting this time, 8 pitting this
Oh my
time.
gosh. Roebuck just about ran over Lawala. Red Tail, what was your name? I feel like I would remember 14 months of a Red Tail gaming. So Bill Rivard, Justin Wilkinson, Travis Martin. Currently your top 3. Derek Golding.
Love your face.
Travis Martin goes by Lawala and says, love your face. Is that Wilkinson heading to pit road in the 19? Almost got an unsafe pit entry. We'll see if he slowed it down enough. That was really, really out of shape for Justin Wilkinson. Keep an eye and see if his pit stops longer than 14 seconds after that. If he was able to keep that from speeding, I'll be very impressed. Drilling on pit road 78 comes out of the top 10. Corey Deal working his way back up. Of course, everyone else coming out of the pits is going to be on newer tires, so he'll start drifting back again. Tough break for Corey Deal. Stayed out and right when this race went green, so he's had to pit sooner than everyone.
Time, Clint.
That's Travis Martin in the 63. Going to be pitting out a second spot. .43 laps to go for Travis Martin. Don't believe anyone can go that far.
Pitting in, pitting in.
Martin, nice and tidy to the line. Update on the 19 of Wilkinson. He did make it to pit road safely. Only a 14-second stop. Did not get the 40-second hold, so good job getting that car to pit road. I believe Vasquez is on pit road. In the 6 on the screen, 18 on your scoreboard. Martin still on pit road. Bill Rivard staying on track. 30 Blake Roebuck goes around him. That puts 9 cars in the lead lap. Roebuck unlaps himself. Thanks, Derek. I appreciate you, my guy. See how far Bill Rivard is able to stretch this tank. He'll be able to pull off a one less pit stop strategy. Steal a win on fuel. He has 10-second lead over Mike Edwards, 16 seconds over Wes Parker. Rivard down to the bottom. See if he's doing that to come to the pit road, or if he's got some other kind of strategy. Trying to go the short distance, roll out of the throttle, save fuel. Probably a combination of all of that. Bill completes lap 90. 40 to go. 10 car. The longer he stays out here, the more likely he can make it on one stop. Him and Mike Edwards, although Edwards just hit pit road. So the 14 pits out a second. Edwards would have to go 39 laps from here. Bill Rivard going farther. Rivard has 13 seconds over Wes Parker. It's the final car. We're waiting for pit cycle. Then Wes Parker would take back the race lead. See Rivard out of the throttle. Flames coming out of the pipes as he rings it around the bottom through 1 and 2. Let Scherer go by. That lead down to 12 seconds now. I believe Bill's going to be coming this time. Here he is. 10 car. Headed in. He's wide. He's not going to make the pits, y'all. He is not going to make it. That's going to throw away the race. As the caution flies. What in the world? Mike Edwards goes around in the 14. What is he doing in the grass down there? Comes out of pit road. And just goes around on him. Gets into the grass. This is where the caution comes out. The car rolls up towards the track. Tries to keep it away and not bring out the yellow, but unfortunately got close enough to the surface of the race that it did trigger iRacing caution there. That makes things really interesting for Bill Rivard. He was on pit road. He took his service, but he entered the pits unsafely. So that's going to be a penalty that's going to be more than just tail into the field. I think that just completely undoes the 10 car strategy. Wes Parker, your race leader, looks like 4 cars sitting in behind him. Blake Giglio comes to pit road. Parker, Zimmer, Cleaver all stay out. Deal, Roebuck, Lane, and Bikey all hit pit road. Knew Deal would come. He was on a very different strategy and probably wasn't too far away from his next stop. A lot of cars should be able to make it from here, or be very close, one of the two, as long as we don't have a lot of green, white, checker, race extended situation. Drivers have definitely been going about 30, I believe. So we'll see if they're able to stretch those tanks out and make it to the end. So Lanin in and out with fuel only. He'll be 5th on the restart. Giglio taking tires and fuel. He'll be 6th. Roebuck tires, fuel 7th. Mikey tires and fuel 8th. Clint Roberts somehow back up into the top 10. He's been all over the place on the scoreboard tonight. Clint sitting in 9th at the moment. Corey Deal, a 46-second stop. Any damage to the car? Don't know if he just maybe needed to hop up, take a pee, get a beer. 40 seconds stop for him. Now, tail end of the lead lap. Wilkinson, Martin, Evers. Those 3 cars. The damn wall? Rip. I didn't see any damage on your car, but I guess it's something there. Blake Giglio. Another splash and go here, topping off in the 16. Bikey doing the same. It's like Clint Roberts also getting fuel. Bill Rivard, I'm not sure what the story is on Rivard, how he's going to have to deal with his black flag there. He definitely had a unsafe pit entry as he went around the yellow cone and then came into pit road. Just wants an interview again. I mean, he is technically the first car behind the pace car, isn't he? Yeah, there you go. Daniel Llewellyn trying to remain, I believe, 1 lap down in the 23. He will take a wave around. Travis Martin 12th, trying to get a wave around, as is Ethan Evers 13th. So 13 cars on lead lap. And we think Bill Rivard has to take a green flag penalty here. Is that Roebuck on pit road? Roebuck gonna top off the tank.
For passing under yellow.
Roebuck fuel and down and away. So he will be the best on fuel. Roebuck coming down on the 1 to go lap, taking that fuel.
Thank you.
So he should be about a half a lap better than everyone else that came down. Rivard, Giglio, Bikey, Lanin, that crew. Wes Parker going to be your race leader. Colton Zimmer starts alongside on the front row. Cody Cleaver restarts 3rd. Corey Deal 4th. Tyler Lanin 5th. Flip-flop that. Deal is 5th. Lanin's 4th. Blake Giglio 6th. Mikey 7th. Drilling 8th. Edwards 9th. And Vasquez your top 10. There goes the Ford Mustang pace car, and we are set for the restart. Wes Parker inside has control. Waiting for a long time this time. Then he takes off. Parker out and away. Colton Zimmer clears for 2nd. Cleaver 3rd. Laner Giglio side by side.
Sorry, Dylan.
You're all good.
Corey issuing an apology to the 78. Top 5 now single file, side by side for 6th, Lanin and Drelling. .78 of Drelling, actually 1 lap down. So Bikey going by Drelling now is not for position. The 69 of J-Munch all the way up by the wall. J-Munch 1 lap down, was trying to fight towards the Lucky Dog, but got a little out of shape. And there's Bill Rivard in the 10. 3 wide. Oh my gosh, Clapper getting shot up the track. That had to scare Clint Roberts. Wow. Everyone able to keep it together. That was terrifying. We'll live to fight another day for this group. Clint Roberts on a lead lap in 10th. Then you have the wave around cars. Travis Martin 11th. Justin Wilkinson 12th. Ethan Evers 13th. First car lap down, Mike Edwards got by Dylan Drelling. So that is a lucky dog battle with 30 to go. Edwards in position to grab it should the yellow come out and he not get contact. Drelling 15th. Giglio out front in the 16 on your screen, 88 on your scoreboard. Lane and falling back in the 83. Bill Rivard moves up to 7th. 30 of Roebuck trying to chase him down. Giglio, Parker, Deal your top 3. Zimmer, Bikey not too far away, 4th and 5th. Bikey looks to the inside of Zimmer. And you got the lap machine of Edwards. Edwards trying to remain the first car 1 lap down should that yellow flag he needs come out. Behind him you got Cleaver, Drelling. Cleaver in 6th, Drelling 15th. I believe Vasquez off the lead lap as well in that 6. He's trying to run down Drelling and Edwards. There's a lot of speed in those lap down machines. Blake Roebuck currently 7th. Bill Rivard looking to his outside. Clint Roberts right there as well. Those 3 all battling for position. Very tight quarters between Roberts and Roebuck. My goodness. See the 69 Toyota of J Munch. He is not on the lead lap. He's trying to run down Vasquez and company for the lucky dog. J Munch slides up in front of his friend Bill Rivard. J Munch actually painted that 10 car. 3 wide, Vasquez, Roberts, and Roebuck. Vasquez really sends it in there. Almost got Blake Roebuck. It's getting scary. Now Cleaver up the top, Roberts middle, Roebuck down bottom. That is all for position. Those 3, all on the same lap. Roebuck gets up to 6, Roberts 7th, Cleaver 8th. Whale of a battle, entertaining mid-pack right now. Meanwhile, Blake Giglio continues to lead by a 2.5 over Corey Deal. Wes Parker not too far back from Corey. And you have Bikey in tow, the decent gap back to Zimmer. Someone's coming this time by. Who is that? It's like the 09 Colton Zimmer. Peeling off pit road, peeling off the track, coming to pit road. What is going on with Zimmer? Did not expect anyone to have to come down. Here he is. See if he takes tires here and tries to ride it to the end. Guess he figured he can make it, doesn't think the yellow will come out. Why not pit now? So we'll keep tabs on Zimmer, see where he shakes out. Blake now by 2.2 seconds over Corey Deal. Corey's got West, Bikey, and Edwards behind him.
4 car pitting.
Cody Cleaver going to pit out of 8. Bring his blockbuster Mustang to pit road, which should be his final stop. Nice and tidy entry there for Cleaver. He will drop down to about 20th by the time he cycles through. I believe that's Wes Parker.
Okay.
I think Mike is going to have to ride as long as he can. Try to stay that first car 1 lap down. And here comes Wes Parker to pit road. Parker had been leading for quite a bit of this race. Now hits pit road. Blake now by 3 seconds over Bikey. Corey Deal, Roebuck, and Roberts your top 5. Neither of these machines come down this time by. There is Roebuck and Roberts, 4th and 5th now. They've got 2.2 seconds over Bill Rivard, who's still back in this Hornet's nest with Vasquez, Martin, Deal, Wilkinson, Scher, Drelling, all piled up in here. And it's just interesting ones will be the guys that took tires here coming through the field. Roberts to pit road, 87. Clint Roberts out of the top 5 onto pit road. Decided 20 to go was his cue. Hit pit road. Clint gets stopped in his box.
Pitting.
That is Travis Martin.
Pitting.
And that is 21. Martin still has that big dent in the front of the car, or back of the car from the beginning of the race. And Justin Wilkinson dives in behind him. It's like Jay Munch is on pit road.
27 pitting.
Clapper Newell's on pit road. Scott Elston's on pit road. 2nd place, Brandon Bikey coming to pit road. Blake Giglio staying out on track. Here comes Bikey. Roebuck stays out. Corey Deal stays out. Here comes the 27 of Bikey. Coming down to the attention of his crew. Jeremy Scher at a 49-second stop. I believe Scher may have picked up a pit road penalty. JR Deal a 55-second stop. Perhaps another pit road penalty there. Not the time of the race to be picking up your penalties. And drops JR Deal down to 19th. 2 laps down for him. Blake Giglio 5 seconds over Blake Roebuck. Corey Deal. Bill Rivard 8 seconds back of our leader. You have Ethan Edwards. Tyler Lanen. Mike Edwards, first car 1 lap down still. Currently in the 7th spot.
Go.
Edwards badly wants that yellow to come out. Because if Edwards get passed by Wes Parker, he is no longer the lucky dog. And there is Wes, the orange, white, and black machine. I assume once Parker goes by Edwards, Edwards will pit. No reason to stay out at that point. There goes Wes Parker.
23 pitting.
Edwards does not come down, but you know who does? Race leader Blake Giglio. That changes lead to Blake Roebuck. From one Blake to another. Giglio hits his box. Roebuck takes over the race lead in the 30. Forward bite machine. Roebuck leads Corey Deal just over a second.
8 pitting.
Bill Rivard is third. Ethan Evers fourth.
I'm trying to go up. Sorry, I didn't know you were going to close that fast.
Ethan Evers coming to pit road in the 8th. Did Travis Martin finally take his fast repair? No, he did not. Still a big net in that car. Caution is out.
Why do I try to make strategies work?
Dylan Drelling.
Well, that was a waste of fucking saving.
Right? Holy crap, that was going to be a fun battle there.
Drelling and Tyler Lanen come together
Blake,
next to Clapper Newell.
That was a ton of fun, dude.
Bam! JR Deal.
Sure was, man.
JR, a late entry to the accident there. Things just getting from bad to worse for JR Deal. So, cars on the lead lap. 11 of them. Although it's showing Ethan Evers now a lap down. as he comes off pit road. Blake Roebuck, race leader. Corey Deal, second. Bill Rivard, third. Tyler Lane and Wes Parker. Parker driving around the pace car, as is Colton Zimmer. Interesting to see what happens to everyone else.
The 83 should get an EOL for spinning the 78.
Huh? I was on and off the throttle on the front shift.
Yeah, I don't think he touched me. I just got loose. I locked it all by myself.
Here comes Roebuck, Deal,
Oh, 10-4. Thought he spun you. My bad.
Rivard, and others.
Keep on lead lap, need to pass pace car.
At least I...
4 tires and fuel for all of our lead lap machines, as they had not come to pit road yet. See if
Ethan,
Roebuck
it's telling you to stay behind, right?
wins the race off pit road.
Yeah, it is. Do I need to go around?
There you go. I was just checking. That's fine.
Bad day.
It's now showing Wes Parker as race leader. A whole hell of a lot of cars in front of him going to be taking a wave around here. Mike Edwards on and off pit road. Mike's currently shown in 11th spot. JR Deal heading to pit road. Rough night for JR. Shown in 22nd right now. Daniel Wallen, he's shown 20th.
Hey,
Let's grab
Wesley.
Wes.
Hello.
What's up?
Wes, DG, got copy? Wes, you're muted.
This guy. Hello,
Hi.
sorry.
Hello, how's it going?
We're having fun right now, you know. Last set of tires. Blake just took his tires, and Corey took his tires. And a lot of people's got fresh tires, and they're gonna be right on me, so it's gonna be fun.
You ever been the leader with 8 cars between you and the pace car
Definitely
before?
No, but they're all gonna get the wave around, so.
Sure,
Yeah,
but it's still entertaining.
yeah, it's kind of weird, but with the race, you know how spread out we got and stuff. I mean, a lot of them went down, so.
So you're going to have, what, 9 laps to try and hold off the field?
Yeah, we're gonna try. It's gonna be a good battle, so it'll be interesting. You got people on different tire strategies, so we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, you going to want them to try and use them all up before they get to you, right?
Yeah.
Go,
yeah.
go.
We're gonna try.
All right, well, good luck to you. Wes Parker in the 22.
On top.
Taking top on the restart, sending Zimmer to the bottom. Let's take a look at our pit lap as we get set here. It's about 10 laps difference from Parker to Roebuck in 3rd. A lot of 119s in here for pit cycle, so those guys just taking our last set of tires, a number of them anyway, in the top 10, 6th through 10th, and then maybe Roebuck as well. Let's check Roebuck's pit time. Yeah, 14-second stop, so how many fast repairs? That may come in handy. Hopefully not, but a number of drivers have used them, especially on that initial start of the race, a big stack up.
We're in turn 3.
So the ones that say 0, they still have one to use. The ones that say 1, they've already used it. That's how that shot works when you saw it there. Mustangs going to dive to pit road. Race is in control of outside car 22 Wes Parker, white, black, and orange. gets on the accelerator, tries to get away from Colton Zimmer and Blake Roebuck. Roebuck to the outside of Zimmer for second place. Roebuck very well could have fresh rubber here. He could blow by Wes Parker. It's a 10-lap difference. Bill Rivard a little sideways in the 10, hangs on to it. Gonna lose some spots though. Rivard drops back to the 8th spot. Roebuck around the outside of Zimmer. Giglio trying to follow suit. Across the line now, 8 laps remaining. Roebuck gets to use his racing line, closing in on the back bumper of Wes Parker. Parker likely knows he's a sitting duck, but we'll see if he's able to hold on to it or not. Roebuck looking all around. Roebuck has to hold off Giglio while trying to find a way by Parker. Gotta have one eye on the front and one eye on the mirror. Parker all the way down to the inside. Roebuck stays out wide with Giglio hot on his tail. All three enter high, drop low. Parker slides up. Roebuck's going to try to dig underneath him. Giglio going to use that as an opportunity to go to the outside. Roebuck does get to the inside of Parker. Giglio nowhere to go. As Parker's car is there. Giglio trying the very top. Side by side for the race lead. Parker and Roebuck cross the line. Now 6 to go.
Sorry, Justin.
Corey Deal trying to figure out where to go in the 44. He's tucked in on the back bumper of Blake Giglio as Roebuck and Parker are side by side for the race lead. Parker hanging on with those 10-lap older tires. Roebuck not able to clear him just yet. Now he does. Will he slide up or try to keep Giglio in line? Giglio now trying to find his way by Parker. Corey Deal, 44, trying to push way through as well. But Blake Roebuck has taken over the race lead with 5 to go. Blake Giglio peeking to his inside, almost had the nose there. So he still tries the dispatch of Wes Parker. Now Corey Deal to the inside. We're going to go 3 wide for second. Parker top, Giglio middle, Deal down low. Corey Deal gets the twofer, jumps up to the 2nd spot. Now Corey going to have 4 laps to try to run down Roebuck, who's jumped out to nearly a 4/10 second lead. Can Corey run down Blake Roebuck with the 4 laps we have left? Looks like Blake Giglio is finally going to clear Wes Parker. Remember, Parker already through to the next round. Roebuck coming to the stripe. Deal not making up a lot of ground. 3 laps remain from Chicago. Roebuck, Deal, Giglio, Parker, Rivard, your top 5. Lehman, Edwards, Roberts, Bikey, Martin. Rivard going to get up and underneath Wes Parker. Parker brushed the wall coming out of 2. That's going to drop him like a rock. Here comes Lehman, Edwards. Everybody picking up a free point as Parker drops back. Edwards and Parker now side by side. That for the 6th spot. Parker now struggling with those 10-lap older tires. Roberts trying to pick up 1 more point. Cut-off battle very intense. Remember, we'll do the points here after we end our YouTube broadcast. We'll stay on Twitch and do the points live after the race so everyone knows where they end up. Bikey down to the inside of Clint Roberts and gets to the inside of the 22 of Parker. 15 of Cher on pit road. I guess he needed the fuel. White flag in the air for Roebuck. Blake Roebuck leads Corey Deal. That gap just hanging out at that 4/10 mark. '16, Blake Giglio all the way up to the wall. It's going to allow Bill Rivard to get by for 3rd. But Blake Roebuck going to get the victory in his App State Chevy. Corey Deal P2. Bill Rivard 3rd. All kinds of mayhem after the line. Blake Giglio 4th. Tyler Lane in 5th. Mike Edwards gets a 6th. Clint Roberts 7th. Wes Parker fell all the way to 8th. Brandon Bikey 9th. Travis Martin snags the top 10. Wilkinson 11th. Cleaver 12th. Ethan Evers 13th. Jay Munch 14th. Jay Munch first car 1 lap down. Scott Elston. Oh, Parker goes off the contact of the 4 car there. Let's find Blake Roebuck coming to celebrate his win. Top 3 to the interview room, please. Corey Deal, Bill Rivard, and Blake Roebuck. Let's get in nice and tight shot on our 30 as he gets ready to celebrate his win. What a season Blake Roebuck's having in Sidewinder. Burn him down. Very entertaining race there. I enjoyed that one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. That was a good time. All the different strategies. While we watch the 30 do his thing, let's go find the number 10, Bill Rivard. Bringing home P3 tonight. Let's go ahead and get some roll footage of him and bring him in for the interview. Bill, DG, got a copy?
What's up?
Hey man, how's it going? Looks like you brought home P3 tonight. Did you have that in mind when you started the race tonight?
No. I honestly didn't feel like racing tonight, but I'm glad I did.
Surprise. Now you're sitting pretty, moving on to the next round, I'm sure. Don't know for
I
certain,
hope so.
but I'm sure.
You never know. Travis could just dock me. You know,
yeah, I don't like that code red car. Let's just take away points.
Right? I agree.
Well, how was it out there? Was it a lot of fun?
Oh yeah, I personally I love this track. I don't know. It was I had enough fuel there before the end, but I did screw it going into the pits, so I wouldn't have made it anyway. But
yeah, I was curious about that. I thought you were going to make it, and then you went around the cone. Did you get a penalty from that?
Yeah, I got to drop to the end.
Gotcha. So I thought that would be a green flag stop. So lucked out there that it was only a tail end.
Yeah, and then I was trying to make it the first time, and then the second time, me and Corey were both gonna make it. We were both to the good, and caution came back out. But
what a bummer. Well, it was a very entertaining race at least, and you had to change your strategy a few times, but still able to maintain getting a third place finish. Very good race from you. You got any friends, family, sponsor shout outs to drop on us?
Yeah, just throwing out the love to the 10-10s boys. They're always there for me. Always helping with the strategies and whatnot. So, Joel the painter.
Gotta say, don't forget your painter. And thanks for putting the Swiss Army logo on your car. Appreciate that. And
yep.
Playoff banners looks great.
Well, you can thank Joel for that.
All right, buddy. Congrats on the third place finish, and we'll see you in the next race.
Thank you.
Bill Rivard in the 10. Bring it home P3. Let's go grab the 44 C Palo. Corey Deal. Corey, DG, got a copy?
Si Pablo.
Well, sorry, bring it home P2. Looks like you had a really good strategy tonight, and then just things kind of didn't quite go your way with the off strategy for most of the race, having to pit pretty early as it went green, right when you weren't expecting it to. But you were able to rebound, bring it home P2. Tell me about your night.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of expected more cautions, got screwed by the pit strategy. The front caution finally happened, and I was just like, you know what, I'm going to save gas. And it was about to have a nice little battle with Bill and Roebuck and for the saving fuel, and then caution comes out, and I was like, oh, well, let's go and take some tires and take fuel and my fast repair, and let's see what happens. And I mean, it was I couldn't catch him. Once he got out front, we had basically the same tires. I tried driving it in, using the brake a little bit, but it was just slowing me up way too much. And I just couldn't close the gap. It was just getting that aero tight. But it was just a fun race. I mean, I'll take a P2. After my first Xfinity race back, I'll take it.
10-4. Looks like you had a lot of fun out there. Good to have you back. Always fun to interview you and try to catch those two boys out front in the SRL standings. They got too many wins. We need to be knocked down a few levels.
Oh yeah, I'm trying. If Michael Edwards don't want me getting more wins, but I'm going to get more wins. I'm probably going to come back over here. That money racing wasn't for me. It's just I don't know. It's just too much drama when you put all that on the line. But it's a blast. It's always a
Paying for it.
blast coming over here.
Yeah,
With you guys.
they
Such a
tried to
family.
go money. They tried to go money here, and I was like, not happening.
Yeah.
It's just like you
I
said.
mean,
You take the drama we get here in a free league, and you multiply it by about 50 when you get the money on the line.
you are not wrong. You are not wrong.
All right,
But
bud, go ahead
yeah.
and drop those friends, family sponsors on me.
Shout out to Tito for this beautiful 10 cents, for this beautiful paint scheme. Purple People Eater back in, P2. We'll take it. Shout out to 10 cents, my boys. Uh, you know, Travis for putting this league on, doing a fantastic job. You for this beautiful broadcast. And like always, shout out to my fiance. We get married this Saturday, and then I'm going on a honeymoon, so I will not be here next week. I will be on a boat,
Hey,
but I do get married next Saturday. I mean, I'm just full of news all this week, all this
really,
year, aren't
really,
I?
you are.
But like I said, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be hanging out with you guys. It's always a blast, always fun. And Purple People Eater is back, baby.
All right, buddy, we appreciate you, and we'll catch you the next race you find time to spend with us. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir. C Pablo out.
Corey Dale bringing it home P2 tonight. And let's go get our big winner in the 30, Blake Roebuck. Blake, DG, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, you're just on a tear this season, aren't you? Doesn't matter what series it is, but you bring it home in victory lane tonight. Tell me what your thoughts were when that yellow came out.
Oh man, I don't know how I feel about it now. Looking back on it, I'm as soon as the caution came out, I was like, oh man, this sucks. Like I was gonna have it in the bag. Like I was gonna save enough fuel. It was gonna be a battle between me and Corey. And then caution came out, and then as soon as I pit, I'm like, you know what? I have fresh tires. This is gonna be fine. And then it was. We rolled it up in there, and luckily, I kind of feel bad for Blake a little bit, but it's racing. Like I gotta do it. But he had a massive run at me at one point, and I chopped his nose off, and it made him 3 wide behind me, and that sealed the deal. So like I had to do it. But they were 3 wide, and that gave me enough gap, and I was just rolling from there.
10-4. It looked like a lot of fun out there. And what'd you think of that long green flag run, 2 green flag pit stops in the same cycle? How was that?
Yeah, it was funny. I was just talking to Bill in the waiting room. I absolutely love fuel strategy races. It changes the game for me. I'm a pretty good driver, but like I'm not as good as like Blake or Lucas. So I got to use strategy to my advantage. And these things are just like so fun. I could lay back and save fuel and get like a lap or two extra on them, and then hopefully it works out. And I guess tonight it worked out. But yeah, I really love fuel strategy stuff. They're so fun.
Absolutely. Well, congrats on that. You got your friends, family, team, and sponsors to drop on us tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. This is our first win in the Xfinity series for Forward Bite, so it's pretty cool that I'm the one that got it done. I
That's
think
hard to
that's the
believe.
first. I think that's the first win I got. Everybody else already had one somewhere else, but yeah, I just want to thank everybody over at Forward Bite. I know I'm in a Chevrolet, but I'm supposed to be a Ford. I didn't get a paint scheme done in time, so
Tisk.
golly. But yeah, App State, Luke Combs, Funky Tulip, Taz Mraz, and I want to thank you for putting on these broadcasts. I know you want to be out here bad, but I want to thank everybody else who puts on the league. It's super fun.
I don't know. You get a new perspective when you're up in the booth, Like you just see all that drama and you're like
Yeah.
up here thinking, thank God I'm not a part of that.
Yeah, I guess in certain situations, like, oh man, that was a little bit sketchy. I don't want to be in that.
Right? Like, thank goodness I don't have to deal with that. All right. Well,
Yeah, but
congrats on the victory tonight and enjoy it, man. We'll catch you in the next race.
absolutely. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hope everyone enjoyed it.
That is Blake Roebuck getting the victory tonight in the number 30 App State Chevrolet. Thank him for coming out and racing with us tonight. Thank all of the drivers for racing with us tonight. We appreciate the time everyone puts into this. Thanks, Travis Martin, for all you do to keep the Xfinity rolling. And appreciate all the drivers. Like I said, it's a nice little family. So if you guys want to come check us all out, you head on over to dgsracing.com. Click on the big red snake. That'll get you to our Discord. You can check out everything else over there on the website. All the series we run, we race every single night. You can go to iRacing.com, pick up a subscription, get these cars in this track, and come race with us. Have to say, that was a really fun race. I enjoyed it. Hopefully you did as well. Thank you guys so much for being here. Let you know, Monday night we run the CureDis.org ARCA Series. Tuesday, these here, Fort Worth Xfinity screen printing Xfinity Series with Travis Martin, the Ghost Man, as a presenter of it. So we put his logo out there to give him a little thanks. Then Wednesday we have the Butt Kicker Cup Series. Thursday we have the StackUp.org Truck Series. Friday we have Friday Fun Night where we run 5 hosted races in the driver with the highest average finish can take a cash prize home with them. Should we hit goal this week, we will be doing a $40 giveaway, so that'll be fun. Quite a lot of money on the line. Hope you guys can make it out and take your shot at it. Then on Saturday, we have the Legends series, StackUp.org Legends, that runs by Bandio43, one of our Twitch streamers. Then on Sunday, we have the Lordco Auto Parts Street Stock series. They run on mostly asphalt, a few road courses, and a dirt race, all in that league. So come on out, racing every single night. So whatever night you have available, we got something for you. Check it out, dgsracing.com. You can find everything from there. Appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you in the next race.